Today's adventure begins by looking at the face of a clown. This fuel stop here just south of Salt Lake City, a beacon. I am not clowning around with the chance of running out of gas. Self-pumping gas nozzle doing its job. Price of gas, $4.98 per gallon. I'm headed down to Lehigh, Utah. Very beautiful around here. Well, not really this parking lot. You know, the song, they paved paradise and put up a parking lot. That's true, but they have not removed the mountains. And I'm pulling through this parking lot because there's a coffee shop I've been seeing a lot around Salt Lake City area. That's right up here, one of the chain I want to check out. Get myself a piping hot caffeinated beverage, start the day. And as the recording of this, Sunday, June 12th, and even though it is getting close to mid-June 2020, there is icy peaks over there on the mountains. I'm gonna get myself something that involves beans and brews. Beans and Brews Coffee House. Welcome everyone. Adam the Woo here. I've acquired mine. This is my friend Chris. Did you get a piping hot caffeinated beverage or a cold?
I did not. I went cold. I went like Provost.
You went full. I hung out with Chris Provost yesterday. He drinks cold coffee. You drink cold coffee. Does everyone here in Utah drink cold coffee? Am I an outsider for drinking hot coffee?
You're the outsider.
Now we became friends years ago mostly because of filming locations. You had gone to some of the Dumb and Dumber locations. I kind of saw some of the stuff you put online, and then I went to the Dumb and Dumber locations. And today, meeting here for coffee, you have told me that there is another location from Dumb and Dumber that I don't think I've ever been to.
There is, just right up the road, about 10 minutes.
So we're gonna check that out. How long have you lived in the, I want to say greater Salt Lake area, but really you live in the Provo area, right?
I live in Orem. I've been here about 13 years, moved here from Seattle.
I can tell you're wearing the Seattle jersey.
There you go, go M's.
I am wearing the Rays cap, Rays up. We didn't coordinate this.
No, we didn't.
Nonetheless, also Footloose was filmed around here.
Yep.
What else? Footloose.
There's also a Sandlot filming location. I don't know if you covered that yet or not.
I covered Sandlot in great detail, but I don't know just tell me when we get there. Don't spoil it for me.
Will do.
All right, I'm inviting you to join me and Chris, who is a cold coffee drinker. I'm team hot all the way.
Cold.
Shall you? All right, now that I'm seeing this, I do not think I have been to this park, to this location from the Sandlot. I probably covered 90% of the spots. Why did they use this park in particular exactly?
To tell you the truth, I'm not sure why they used this park, but at the time, the filming with the actual carnival in the Sandlot,
yeah,
was the American Fork Steel Days. They're celebrating the Steel Days because this is like heavy steel manufacturing, and they kind of figured, they probably figured it'll be a fun day.
And
you know?
Plus they probably had all the stuff already set up maybe.
Yeah.
And they were like, just do like an impromptu,
yeah,
you know, moment over there. The fun fact about this is not only the Sandlot was here, but the church building, the John Lithgow, if I get that, was it John Lithgow? Was the dad?
Yep.
He was the minister that he was the preacher at, is right across the street. So
you can see the steeple right over there.
yeah, the steeple's popping up, so we can just kind of walk through the Sandlot little area here and then over to the church steeple. Check that out. Two spots I've never been to. And should also note this convenience store, gas station 7-Eleven over here on the corner is where Lithgow's character's house was. And that's been torn down. Right across from where the church was. The church is still there on this corner though. I've noticed when I do a detailed location video, after about half a decade, I forget if I hit certain spots. I've never done Footloose before though. This is kind of exciting. Sandlot and Dumb and Dumber I did, but there's gonna be a couple spots that I didn't get from 5, 6, 7 years ago, so this is pretty fun. Oh, the church bells are ringing. Ringing out. Actually, there's service today too, because as a recording of this, it is a Sunday. So we'd probably be able to get inside the church, but I'm not gonna do that. Don't want to disturb the services or anything. But this is the spot. It is now the American Fork Presbyterian Church, or it probably even was then. And still has that very impressive stained glass window here, not only on this side, but also around the building. This was used for a double purpose up until 1909, and since then has served as a Presbyterian church. On the National Register Back in May of 1980 it was placed. Trying to match something up over there?
Yeah, it looks like some of the stained glass over here is the same too.
Same stained glass?
Yeah, it's right up from like the inside though, the interior, but it looks like some of the stained glass is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
The windows up there on display inside if you want to look at them.
Yeah, that'd be great. So you replace the stained glass?
We replaced, it's been, the first big window there went in about 10 years ago, but then in fact just before Easter, this last little window there.
Okay. But you still have the old windows on display still for the ones.
Some of them.
Some of them that were in the movie.
Yeah.
That's not the original.
No, that's not the original window. That's about that big window is about 3 years old. They have it lined with rope light, so at night it comes on and you can see the inside doors.
Yeah. Where's the original windows at?
We'll take you over there if you want to see them.
That would be great. Thank you. So these are the same church pews though that were here.
And the story is that they once were in a Jewish synagogue.
Oh, really?
Then they went.
Oh, these used to be at a Jewish synagogue, and then they brought them here to use for the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were very nice. They were nice enough to show us around. They're going to show us the original stained glass too. This is it. There. That's that angle. That's that window you were showing the screen grab of. Oh, there they are.
If you go back and look at the movie, that's what you're going to see. These windows.
Oh, these are the ones that were in the movie.
Wow.
That is so neat. So these are screen use from film history from 38 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to believe the movie's been that long.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple over there too. That's neat that you saved a couple of them.
Hollywood history.
I'm glad you told us that because I was just going to assume the ones that are in there now were the ones.
Yeah.
That's what I always thought too. Every time I drove by, that was one of the windows up there.
As you can see, he got a little wild and crazy with the design here. You think, well, and in one place he had 3 diamonds, and one place he had next to it had 4 diamonds.
Yeah. It's a little out of order.
He used material he happened to have left over from when he was doing it.
That makes sense.
There's an old guy that was, from what I was told, that they went up and talked to him, and he said, "Well, I guess I could do it. You know, I got some stuff out in the backyard maybe I could use." You know.
Now, that was completely unexpected. Got to say a special thank you to the gentleman here that showed us around from the congregation and informed us that these stained glass windows are not the ones in the movie. We got to see 2 large ones and 2 small ones that are screen used props from the movie. And before going back over to the car, walking over to the Sandlot Park again, and we were just watching that scene where they're buying the tickets right here. The sidewalk is still here, and this tree has grown up considerably over the years, but it's the same tree. And the attraction they went on was like right over there, and they got really sick with the chaw. But they walked past this tree and then got on the ride. Didn't end well. Now this area has grown up considerably from how it was. There was a train track that ran through here when the movie was filmed. And this is where Kevin Bacon's character worked. And also that iconic scene where he angrily danced to let off some frustration. Right over there on the corner of Main Street and 850 East. Walk over there. They have peacock flower, stands for quality, says it on the side of the silo. I like that it still has the Lehigh Roller Mills painting on the side. Got the walk signal heading over. See if we can match up a frame or 2 as well. Not gonna be able to get inside where the iconic dance took place. And it still is an active factory. But right up here is the scene where he was inside. I can't get inside here, but inside one of these windows, and that door would have been open. He kind of looks out the door. There was a sign right here that has been removed. I think it said office, but you know, this area all looks the same as she kind of walked off that direction.
You can't see inside the window. I think it looks pretty much the same too.
And it's kind of interesting, back in the early 80s also, there used to be train tracks that rolled right through here, past where this is now. And you were just saying up there by the overpass, there's still remnants of the train track way up there?
Yeah, there's still train tracks over there that go under I-15 that they still use nowadays.
But they used to go right through here in the movie.
Yep.
Gone.
I'm pretty sure it would tie in and still go off that way because industry is huge here.
I have to wonder if this place was open, how many people, well, not a day, but every so often go in there and try to recreate that dance scene. Probably more than a few have. All right, this is pretty awesome to see. Gonna move on to some more spots. All right, you're telling me that Kevin Bacon did not dance inside this very building. This was used just for the exteriors?
That's what I understand. From what I understand, he was dancing at the Geneva Steel plant about five miles up the road. They did film some of the interiors there, but not a whole lot of them that I remember.
So all the dancing scenes were in a building that is now demolished.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
And the final dance scene was at the Osmond Family Studios, from what I understand too.
All right, fun fact. I did not realize that. So if you were to show up here and try to dance inside there, you would not be dancing in Kevin Bacon's footsteps. It would be kind of a 6-degree thing now. All right, driving a little bit, taking a commute to another spot, approaching Geneva Road in 1600 North. Over here in this empty lot was where the Geneva Steel plant used to be. That is where the dance scenes where Kevin Bacon danced were movie magic. And those are not the same railroad tracks that go past the other factory we're at about 5 miles back, right?
Yep, it's all gone.
So just picture Kevin Bacon right there, angrily dancing. Just letting off a little steam. It helps. So I'm told. I don't angrily dance. There's a little asterisk on that quote about, or us stating that there's nothing left from the steel plant, because they built this Harley place out of materials from the closed steel plant. And also, what's the name of this mountain range right here?
This is I believe this is the Wasatch. This is Mount Timpanogos right here.
Mount Timpanogos?
Yep.
Which looks like a lady laying flat. It's a whole legend behind it, but you kind of see it. All right, a little further down the way, here at Canyon Park. This is very interesting. I did not realize this till now, that this is where the Mutz Cuts van did the jump when they were in, you know, that whole montage scene when he's dropping her off at the airport, and then the cutting back to the shaggin' wagon, and it launches off a little ramp that they made, the camera angle way down here. And the only way we can really match it up is a couple items over there. There's like a tree-filled yard where the house is. See if I can kind of match some things up. It's pretty cool. I never knew about this spot.
Yeah, I didn't know about that until my friend Jacob told me about it. So I was like, I have to check this out because it's close to where I live. I was like,
it's pretty awesome. And before it takes flight, you'll see just to the side of the van is not only a sign, but there's also this little pillar with a light on it. The trees aren't as big. That pillar is still there. And as it gains a little more height on the jump, there's a house at the top of the hill as well. So house at the bottom of the hill, now covered in trees, house at the top of the hill as well. I could just picture them having it all stationed here, saying action, shaggin' wagon that way, full speed, going off the ramp down there. So they get way down, get the ramp up here at Canyon Park Tech Center, and take a look at this. Here's the indication, here's the proof. Right there, there is that pillar with the light on it. You know, I found a Dumb and Dumber location yesterday. Provo's told me about it, that I had never seen, and now a second one has been revealed. Woo! I get really excited about stuff like this. And just to show the coordinates, here in Orem, 1600 North and Technology Way. That is where the house is with the light, and where the Mutz Cuts vehicle ramped down. Right down there, about 100 yards is where they had the, well, 200 yards down the hill where they had the ramp set up, give or take, approximately. Also noticing that it was a double line then, now they've got, well, it still is a double line, you know, with the two lines here, but before it was right down the middle, so they've repainted the road And I'm also just gonna kind of go out on a limb, you know, because there's a limb there. But down there, I think they probably had the camera set up all the way down there just to protect the cameraman and the crew, because when the vehicle jumps off and continues on, you don't want to be, you know, too close to all that action. But this was about where it was when I kind of zoom in. Keep in mind the foliage has grown over considerably and the line has been repainted into 2 lines. So that's kind of the angle. Now I'm gonna stoop down just a bit, get down a little bit lower. There it is. Yeah, kind of about like that, give or take. Not exact, but close. All right, Big the Foot, we're gonna recreate this in the shaggin' wagon. Foot long, who's got the foot long? Okay, I'm gonna be going considerably slower than they did. They were probably going at top speed, getting up very quickly, going down this ramp, and then just guesstimating the ramp was probably between here and between here, launching. And a perfect recreation. Nailed it. Now made it over to Provo proper now. Well, I don't know if proper, but Provo, corner of University and 2050 North. This road they use in a lot of the driving sequences from Dumb and Dumber. I've never been to this spot either. This is kind of a deep cut. The all red orchards, which is over there, can be seen very, very briefly in the driving sequences. And the limo went up and down this road. I'm guessing they probably, the location scout used it because it is such a lengthy area where they could just do the dialogue, do the driving sequences, and go this way. Now the angle was from the different way, right?
It's like from the north side of the building, kind of looking this way, kind of like looking southwest a little bit.
And you can see this all red orchards building out the window of the limo over her head. Right. Now here's the angle with the building right over her shoulder there. It's right before he says, "I got worms." And just like that other spot, the foliage and trees have grown up considerably since then. But there's the building, and once again, all those driving moments were on this road, up and down for miles, for probably a mile or 2. And now over to the view of the mountain range there. Now the Y that's up on the side of the hillside, standing on this property, gonna go show the resting place of the guy who invented the home television. But one thing I've noticed in traveling is you'll see a lot of towns and cities will have the initial of the town. Even though this is Provo, there is no P up on the side of the mountain range. There's a Y. Way up there, and that is short for BYU, Brigham Young University. They use the Y as their logo. You find it?
Well, you get the kind of like the memorial grave for him. His actual headstone's just on the other side of it. It says Father of Television over there.
Okay, so here's the headstones, him and his wife. He passed away in 71, born in 06. His wife passed on in
06.
2006, so 100 years after he was born. But then the memorial designating him to be the father of television, friends at Brigham Young University.
Yeah, I believe he was born in Salt Lake City, but he invented the TV in Rigby, Idaho, kind of near...
In Idaho, really?
In Idaho, of all places. Idaho Falls, up there. Lester Farnsworth-Wire, who you heard about in that tour you took with your parents the other day, was the inventor of the electric stoplight. He's buried in the Salt Lake City cemetery.
Really?
He is. And I happened to stumble upon that. I didn't know about that until I saw his grave up there.
He's another Farnsworth.
Yep.
So they were an inventing family.
And speaking of inventing, there's also another famous inventing grave that you don't know the name, but you know the invention, the disposable diaper. You can see it.
Okay,
right there.
so the person who invented the disposable diaper is here as well.
He's the one who invented or got the patents for the disposable diaper. Died in 97. Yeah, the Salt Lake City LDS temple there. That's where he got married. You'll see that's pretty popular here in Utah.
Right, yeah, I've seen that on a lot of things. That image.
Yep, another one right there.
So the disposable diaper.
Yep.
This guy created it.
Yep. He had the patents for it. And he had
F. Carlisle Harmon.
Yep.
And his wife must have been Delta Arbin.
Yep. And I'm not sure, but there's a local grocery store chain by the name of Harmon's here in Utah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any correlation between him.
Do they sell disposable diapers?
I would assume so.
And now bypassing the Provo airport, noticing off to the side over here is a heck of a lot of old signage, old gas station signage. A plethora, if you will, of Roadside Americana relics. What if you could get closer to those to get a view? Wow, there's like hundreds of them. What the heck? Look at this place. And it sits adjacent to this RV park campground. Now you just take photos? You don't do YouTube videos?
No, I'll take some pictures and I'll post them onto my Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
Chris M. Sarine Photography. It's kind of a long name.
Chris Sarine.
Chris M. Sarine.
Chris M. Sarine Photography.
Exactly.
So that's pretty much where you put all your content?
Yeah, exactly. So.
All right. No telling what all these are worth. There are, no kidding, there's like 100 old signage pieces here. There's an old trailer there too. Here's a Pegasus. Okay, here's the name, Lakeside Storage and Museum. And here's even more. Old Texaco, Malco, Canoco.
Dynaco, just kidding.
Look, I've never heard of this one. Hicks Atomic. Huh. Vickers, Ashland. This is incredible. Even more over there. It's an old rusted out truck.
Yeah, gas tanks, planes.
And they do buy old signs at gas pumps as well. Classic truck alert. Classic trucks alert. There's a Bob's Big Boy looking the other way. Oh man, I miss Bob's Big Boy in Burbank. It's like a go-to of mine. Del Monte brand. This is awesome. Got one of the Sinclair dinosaurs up there perched over the storage area. Even some old gas pumps. Quite a treasure trove of gas pumps back in there. There's a lion sign. Airplane tucked away behind the Pure sign. Yeah, that is a steam-powered locomotive front there, or a locomotive car. It's like it could have been like the relics of an old diner. I don't know if I've ever seen a property that has this many old signs. You know, I do travel a lot, I go cross country, see a lot of these. I've even seen some places that'll have, you know, 20, 30, 40, maybe even 50, but never one of this magnitude. There are so many of them. And over here, looks like some old Mickey D's relics, or maybe not, maybe just what you see in the front of grocery stores back in the day. Put a quarter in them and utilize those merry-go-rounds and stuff.
Something you would see like the 60s or like the Sandlot or something.
Look at those beauties. That plane, what does that plane remind you of?
It just reminds me of like Indiana Jones' The Last Crusade.
Kind of reminds me of the plane at the beginning of Raiders too.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of similar to that. What was that guy's name?
No, is it Jacques? No, that's the...
Jacques Lindsay.
Jacques Lindsay, yeah.
So at Disney Springs in Florida, there is a restaurant slash bar named after him, Jacques Lindsay's. That's a kind of a nod to Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, there's like fishing there.
Yeah. He has an entire restaurant named after him. He was only in the movie for like a minute and a half.
Something like that.
And there was a snake in the cockpit.
Looks like a neon.
There's a top portion of a neon palm tree there, but then shifting over, just look at these relics against the wall. And then panning across, can't get in here, but you can see a lot just from the road. And then I'll zoom back in over here or turn, see the mountain range and all those signs on the other side of the road.
Dancing, boating, swimming, and picnicking. The earliest sites in their proprietors were Woodbury Park, Pleasant Grove. So a whole bunch of
Utah Lake Resorts, the Daughters of the Utah Pioneers. This little placard here, Utah Lake is right over there. I don't know what that was, but something just sloshed around in the water very heavily. Didn't record it in time, but now it's submerged itself. It was like, now if I was in Florida, I would definitely say it was a gator, but there's no gators in Utah, right? It must just have been a bird. No, the bird would have like already leapt out.
I know Utah Lake has a lot of carp and catfish. You can see kind of poking its head out a little bit, trying to get some bugs.
Yeah. No gators in Utah.
Nope.
Yeah, if this was Florida, you would not want to step foot. Because pretty much any body of water in Florida has a gator in it.
You can kind of see its head poking out every once in a while. Whatever it is, you can see like little ripples in there.
Oh, wow. Look at that. That's cool. They're fish.
Probably catching some of the bugs. Eating some of the bugs there. Dang.
That's wild. Okay, walking up to the front gate now.
Oh, there's also like a blue M&M over here too.
The old Firestone, rusted out Firestone. Yeah, this is great. Another Bob's Big Boy. And I do love a good Coca-Cola signage. Always on the lookout for those. Usually, I'll say in the wild, but usually in small towns. It's nice to see one being salvaged and saved here. Behind this fence, also Shell Motor Company, Kanoko. Seeing a stack of 2 hamburgers down there, right below the Relic Route 66 sign. And continued on a bit to an industrial area. So there's Salt Lake, but there's also another lake down here. What lake is down there?
That one is called Utah Lake.
Just Utah Lake?
Just Utah Lake, yep.
Now what is it exactly you're going to show me over here?
This is the Blendtec headquarters.
Blendtec headquarters.
Yeah, Blendtec blenders. And according to what I found on the website, on the internet, this is supposed to be considered the world's biggest blender.
According to the internet.
According to the internet.
This is the world's biggest blender. This building is completely surrounded by mountains. Got the Utah Lake down there. Got the big blender here. Got more mountains over there. Just mountains everywhere. This is a kind of a good symbol for my episode today because we covered a lot of ground and there wasn't one particular topic. We really mixed it up a bit.
We did.
We mixed it up because a blender.
I get it.
Well, mixed, yeah, it's pretty, it's obvious. So do they make blenders in here or do they just mix?
They do. This is like a warehouse where they build it, put it together, ship it out. I believe you can find a lot of their product at Costco, stores like that. They usually have stands, little stands.
But this is where the magic happens for blenders. Blendtec.
like a little table right there people sit at to eat or something right there in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, up top there's a little picnic area. They could get blended. There's a bush over here by the entrance. Looks like a monster. And before ending this video, I want to show this monstrous looking bush. You can kind of see the hands. Oh, grabbing. So everyone shows up here to look at the large blender, but the elusive monster here, you can see it's got the little snout and the tentacles and the arms. The mountains off in the distance.
Oh. Watch out, Adam! Oh. Watch out!
How was my acting?
Great A. There you go.
All right. I think this is a good place to end the video. We did a lot today.
We did.
Want to give a shout out to your stuff one more time?
You'll find me on Instagram at Chris M. Sarine Photography, all one word, long. I still have my YouTube channel up, Chris the Shriner Dog.
Chris the Shriner Dog.
Yep.
That's old. That's the throwback.
That's the throwback one. My channel's still active, but I haven't posted in a while, so check me out.
That's a deep cut. You know what, Chris the Shriner Dog? You survived the monster in the bush.
Oh, whew. Thanks.
All right, I'll see you in the next video. The vlog.
See you later.
It's over.